Well, even though this attack took place here in the Dallas suburb of Garland, Texas, all of this really stems back to the relationships that these two men, the two men that were shot and killed on that day, and their connections back to Arizona. The federal grand jury indicted a man by the name of Abdul Malik Abdul Karim, and in this indictment, which is just a few pages long, federal investigators detail his relationship with the two men, Elton Simpson and Nadir Sufi, who were gunned down and shot by investigators before they could even get into the building where that cartoon contest was being held in Garland. But investigators say that Karim was instrumental in helping them, those two men, obtain the weapons. And in the indictment, it also says that they had gone out into desert areas of Arizona and practiced firing these weapons between January and May of this year. He was indicted on 3 different counts, including conspiracy, interstate transportation of firearms with intent to commit a felony, as well as making false statements to investigators. So that's where we stand now. Not much else known about him other than the fact that we spoke with the president of the Islamic Center there in Phoenix, Arizona, who says that Karim was not someone who regularly attended the mosque there in the Phoenix area, that he'd come onto this man's radar several years ago. If and when he was seen around the mosque, he was cleaning carpets there at the mosque, but we're told that this was not someone who attended mosque on a regular basis there, Ashley.
So I get the connection. He cleaned the carpets at the mosque. Nadir Sufi and Elton Simpson attended that mosque, so that's their connection potentially. But then they talk about other people that they may have spoken with. What more do we know about this? Are there going to be more arrests?
You know, you're kind of left wondering that and thinking where exactly this is going to go. Several times as you're reading the indictment, it states that Mr. Simpson, Mr. Sufi, and others known and unknown to the grand jury, that reference is made several times throughout the several pages in this indictment, which kind of leaves the impression that there are other people who might have been involved in the planning or in the early relationships who knew about what was about to happen, and that investigators are still taking perhaps a closer look at some of those relationships in the months leading up to that attack. So you're definitely left with that impression as you read through this indictment.